Mutant League Hockey. What happens when NHL 94 gets a facelift? A mutated facelift, that is. And frequently on this show you'll hear me say things like, here's a game that needs to be remade, or this series needs to make a return, but seriously, this series needs to return. Given the popularity of zombies and their inclusion in games like Call of Duty and Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, I'm surprised that Mutant League Hockey hasn't returned. Just imagine this game with the NHL 11 engine. There's never been a better time to jump on the zombie mutant bandwagon. So EA, if you're listening, or somebody email this review to EA. Mutant League Hockey needs to return. With horrible, scary monsters, mutants, robots, and zombies. Maybe even Sidney Crosby with a mustache. Look, the fact is, it would be awesome, and hockey fans generally have a good sense of humor. And I can't think of many sports games that I'd rather play than Mutant League Hockey. For starters, it's based on the NHL 94 engine, which means the game is already fun and playable. And then when you put chainsaws and robots on top of it, it gets even better. This is obviously similar to Mutant League Football, which was based on the old-school EA Sports Madden games, but it's hockey, and I find this to be a better game anyway. It's just smoother all around, because, well, first of all, I'm a bigger hockey fan than football fan, but also because I think the older hockey games were just amazing. NHL 91 remains one of my favorites ever. As you would expect, there's a number of teams that you can choose from with wild names based on real-life teams. You can play single player against the computer, 2-player against your friend, and I'm starting a playoff series here as the Dark Star Dragons, because I can't find the mutated penguins. While the gameplay is a bit jerky at times, it's pretty solid until you get to the fighting. I really couldn't figure out the fighting in here. A fight would always seem to break out right as I was just on an offensive rush or something, so it was kind of irritating. Just like in real hockey. It seems cool until you realize they're wasting precious time that they could use scoring. This is not just a hilarious look at hockey, it's like hockey the way it should be, with axes, morning stars, and chainsaws. Everything about the game is very similar to the older EA NHL games, except the A button will attack your opponent. So turn off the penalties and stab them from behind. There's no hooking when the enemy is cut in half. Note the bodies floating under the ice, by the way. Seriously, they need to bring this back. On to the next round. Like the other old-school hockey games on the Genesis, scoring is not very technical. You just find out who's good at shooting and throw the puck at the net. Eventually, the goalie will be out of position and you'll score. Passing is completely worthless and the computer AI is even worse. In fact, it's actually pretty frustrating if you play hockey games these days because the puck will be laying there and your guys will just skate right by it. I mean, what are you, mutants? Note the girl dead center in the crowd. Nice. The game is tied. We're now in double overtime. Can we move on to the next round? There we go. Not only would the game be visually stunning if they remade it using the modern technology, but just imagine the color commentating running with the game. With such characters as Spew Puke, Half Nelson, and Gory Chow. Oh, don't fight now! That puck was... Oh, you stupid mutants. Like most old-school sports games, Mutant League Hockey can be found easily on eBay. It's not that expensive. eBay-isably. This copy was donated by Jeff in Chattanooga, Tennessee, who also donated Mutant League Football and the Neo Geo Pocket Color. So thanks again, Jeff. And he also says this game should be remade with the new generation of game consoles. Everybody says that. We should start a petition. The premier hockey series of video games needs mutants, and zombies, and robots, and obviously flamethrowers. I mean, the NHL needs flamethrowers. That just goes without saying. Well, I've got to win the championship, and you've got to pick up this game, Mutant League Hockey.